Hi everyone. So today, finally, after a long time, we are listening to a track from Wind of Change. We took a
Hmm.
hiatus from Wind of Change because Wind of Change was giving us a lot of pain. They are very strict about copyrights and they don't allow to share videos.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's just the whole process is very painful. We have tried with them. I have personally sent them emails that what can
Hmm.
we do? I mean, why don't you let us share this music? I mean, we are trying
Yeah.
to promote the, I mean, not promote it. If through us, other people from other region can discover this beautiful music, why not? But they don't seem to be agreeing.
I mean, they don't need us to promote
Abs-
that, but we just want to share their work. That's
Actually,
all.
I disagree there because they are kind of a walled garden because no,
Hmm.
I mean, no lyrics, no translations
Hmm.
properly
Hmm.
like Kokshuri does. Kokshuri Bangla does a very good
Hmm.
job with that,
Amazing
right?
job there.
So they are geared towards, especially Kokshuri Bangla and Kokshuri in general, they
Hmm.
want this music, beautiful music, to be listened to and consumed elsewhere throughout the world, right?
Hmm.
What they
Hmm.
do, they're restricting their um, work through multiple reasons, and then it
Hmm.
can only be consumed by very small region, right? So we
Hmm.
don't know what will happen. Maybe we will be able to share the video. Maybe we won't. We won't. Probably we won't.
Let's see.
We'll see. And we are listening to JODI THAAKE NOSIBEY today from
Hmm.
CHISTY Bowl,
Yeah.
right? I have heard this many times
Yeah.
privately. We haven't heard it together, right? And I want to
Hmm.
especially mention one particular very kind person by the by the name Extraterrestrial. I'm not sure if that's
So it's like help from
yeah, it's
beyond.
yeah, the universe is helping extraterrestrial. I mean, the aliens are
Universe is
coming to
hmm.
help
Coming to
understand this,
just
and
translate,
they are
help
not gonna help. I mean, Gaan Bagla itself are not doing this, and we are getting extraterrestrial help. And thank you so much. I mean, I cannot thank
Thank
you
you so
enough.
much.
This was very kind for you to not only give the romanized lyrics but
Hmm.
also translation, and you
Translation.
did a brilliant job. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And so, should we?
Yeah. Let's get started.
All right, three, two, one, play.
71 million views.
It has Jalal Bhai.
Of course.
His voice is incredible.
Hmm. They're calling it guitar or any
যদি
other
থাকে
instrument.
I'll check.
নসিবে
Look at the voice.
আপনি আপনি আসিবে
Hmm.
যদি থাকে নসিবে আপনি আপনি আসিবে জোর করে মন হরণ করো না করে সলনা এই যে ভীষণ যন্ত্রণা
I love the percussions on this track. Beautiful, beautiful word.
Fiddle just do something to you.
যদি থাকে নসিবে আপনি আপনি আসিবে যদি থাকে নসিবে আপনি আপনি আসিবে জোর করে মন হরণ করো না করে ছলনা এই যে ভীষণ যন্ত্রণা
This is season 2, so the instruments get a lot of room.
Yeah, yeah.
This verse that he's going to sing,
আপন মন হয় যদি মনের মতো
God,
মনে মন করে আকর্ষণ সেই মনে আর গুণে ধরে না রে মন ধরে না সেই মনে আর গুণে ধরে না ভালো লাগলে ভালোবেসে কাছে বসে মুস্কি হাসে তারায়া দিলেও সরে না রে মন সরে না এই যে ভীষণ যন্ত্রণা
he's a magician.
বেহায়া
90s of
মনা
Flute.
শামসুল হকে
Shamsul Haq.
আষাঢ় মশালে জেলে বুকে অন্ত্রে যন্ত্রে করে সাধনা রে মন মিলে না অন্ত্রে যন্ত্রে করে সাধনা মন চূড়া হালিম
Oh, he's doing it via yellow.
নিদয়া নিঠুর পাষাণ আখি জলে মন টলে না রে তার টলে না এই যে ভীষণ যন্ত্র যদি থাকে নসিবে আপনি আপনি আসিবে জোর করে মন হরণ করো না করে ছলনা এই যে ভীষণ যন্ত্র
Wow.
Oh, magician.
বেহায়া মনটা লয়া আমি তোমার রে ভালোবাসিয়া আজ আমার গটিল জঞ্জাল
Okay. Don't want to talk about Jalal Bhai first up. He's special.
Yeah. What how would you describe his voice?
His voice, I would say, is he has a very folk. I mean, he is obviously Baul, Chishti Baul, as the name suggests. So it has the folk element already associated with his voice. The rustic, or I would say the raw texture in his voice is the magic for ears. I mean, he is very um, such sort of vocalists are not classically trained per se, if I understand it correctly, if I perceive it correctly. But the raw texture of their voice is something that touches your heart instantly because they are singing it with soul, the entire soul that
For
they
a
put
long
in
time.
their
For a
voice
long time.
for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been struggling with finding an adjective to describe
Mm,
to put into words. How would I describe his voice? And I
mm,
couldn't find a proper uh, term to describe it. For me, I mean, whenever I hear this, the first thing that comes to my mind is it's the fullness of his voice.
mm,
It's so full. It's hard. It's full. It's
mm,
um, I always think about a analogy where it's a brick, the brick that goes into furnace and then comes out strong.
mm,
His voice
mm,
feels like that it has gotten firm because of
mm.
singing for I don't know for how long because
Yeah.
I think the as far as I understand the bowl culture or the minstrels, this start singing from a very young age, and I mean to
Mm,
spread their
mm,
message, and I don't know for how long he's singing, and his voice has hardened, and
mm.
it's very full, right? It cannot be very falsetto type because that just doesn't get into you, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't pierce the heart. So that kind of
Mm,
voice, fullness, hardened voice goes
mm.
deep. I
Yeah.
also think that if I think about someone else, a comparison, then Nuggerball James come into mind.
James. Yeah.
He has
Mm,
this hardened, full voice.
mm. Absolutely. True. And this song also has a very rural feel to it, right? So the elements of pop or rock are not found in this one. And what we expect generally from the platform like Wind of Change, Coke Studio, etc., is that they will fuse the original work with some different musical elements. Here, I felt that they tried to stay true to the original composition or original tune, which was also from Chishti Baul. So that the feel of the song or the message that the song wants to convey is not compromised, and which I think is perfect for this particular song or track, right?
The musical arrangement of Taposh or Wind of Change is usually very good. I actually personally am very
Hmm.
conflicted because on one hand, having a fiddler or violin
Hmm.
has a very beautiful effect on you always, right? Violin does that,
Hmm.
as does flute. But violin itself, the solos itself are very beautiful. But I just thought that I'm very conflicted that this might benefited this might have benefited from not having those
Hmm.
fiddle long
Hmm.
um, solos.
Solos.
maybe 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 it works, maybe it doesn't, but I would have liked his singing more, like without gaps or
Hmm.
without this breaks
Hmm.
because of those
Hmm.
instruments. Flute worked very well with us, in my opinion. I
Yeah,
mean,
it
again, it's
was
all
fitting. It
subjective.
was fitting.
It's all subjective, but I think flute was very fitting.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about the song or the narrative, you already mentioned we got the lyrics from the kind viewer. And as this particular track is suggesting, Chishti Ball is basically trying to convey that if someone is destined to be in your life, then one way or another they will end up. Um, as it is said that the universe will conspire them to bring to you, right? He is probably trying to say that the pain of thinking or
Or
stressing,
longing,
it is simply
or
not,
wanting.
yeah, it is simply, yeah, not worth it. As far as I felt, it's not worth it. Just let that person or thing go and it will bounce back if it is meant for you. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I understood this from the
Yeah,
lyrics.
it's more of a Sufi thing. I mean, Sufi might
Yeah.
not be the correct word, but I think it's just about chasing something,
Hmm.
and if it's in your
Hmm.
destiny, it will be with you.
Yeah.
But chasing for worldly,
Yeah.
materialistic, um,
Materialistic desires. Yeah.
yeah, is might not worth it, right? And
Hmm.
yeah, I mean the message is very beautiful. It is sung in a manner that ingrains that message in you, right?
Hmm.
So a beautiful song, beautiful lyrics written by him, composed by him, right?
Hmm.
Shamsul Haq Chishti, or Shamsul Haq Ball or Chishti Ball.
Chishti Ball.
Yeah, I'm wondering though that although it is a very beautiful track, but what makes it stands out so much? I'm really
Yeah.
interested
True.
in knowing this because it has 71 million views,
71 for
right?
71 million views. And just before, I think today I was telling you that for me, Kanar Hat Bazaar is probably the best track of Wind of Change for me. It's again a subjective opinion, but it still has 1 million view. I think it has been 3 or 4 months since
Yeah,
that track has been released.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm also curious to know why this track stands out from the other tracks.
Kanar Hat Bazaar is talking about Kanar Hat Bazaar. I was just listening to it when I was waiting for you, and just to warm up, and it usually warms you up, right? It's one of I think both of our very favorite, very favorite track,
Very
and
famous
I
songs.
also
Yeah.
think that it's kind of stand out. Maybe we are biased towards that song, but there are multiple other beautiful tracks. Um,
Mhm.
Anyways, yeah, I'm wondering. I would be very curious to know what makes it stand out. Why is it? I mean, the number of views tells me that it has some element of intimacy with the domestic crowd,
Mhm.
right? The domestic
Mhm.
population. What is it? I I, I really want
Mhm.
to understand that what makes it so special.
True. Same here. Before we conclude, I just want to mention Jalal Bhai. Right.
Yes.
I know we have always been super appreciative of Jalal Bhai and his skill, but how masterfully he plays the flute. Oof. The throw that he gives with his breath, the way he changes the pitch of a tune is outstanding. I don't find any adjective to explain it.
Absolutely. I mean, we loved him the first time we heard him in Kanahat
Hmm.
Bazaar, right? And
Hmm.
since then, whenever, even if he's off screen, that is Jalal Bhai, right?
Hmm.
He stands out,
Yeah,
masterful magician.
true. All right, then. I think this is it. Um, if there is nothing further to add, then we'll conclude the video. And thank you so much for watching it with us. And we'll see you on the next one then. Take care.